But go back to this first day of prayer and fasting. About 6 weeks later, John Adams, in his writings, he says, Abigail, you remember that time of prayer? And he writes, he says, you remember that time of prayer and fasting that we had? He said, you're not going to believe what's happening. He starts writing down all these things that happened that just were inexplicable. For example, he said, we just captured a 20-gun British man of war and a 64-gun British man of war. Now, that's really remarkable considering we had no Navy. So we're already, well, I can't say we had no Navy. We did have a Navy. If you ever want to see the American Navy, go to the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C., go up on the 3rd floor, and you can see the American Navy. It's a rowboat with a cannon at each end. This is the gunboat Philadelphia right there. I guess when we attacked British ships, it kind of looked like this, you know. Oh, boy, the British are scared to death of us. He says, Abigail, we captured a 20-gun British man of war, a 64-gun British man of war. He said, Colonel Smith and a group of his men just captured a British fort. So what? The American military is supposed to capture forts. I got 2 kids serving in the Army. They're supposed to take care of the enemy. No, you got to understand, back then, we were British citizens. We didn't have our own army. We're trying to build one. We're trying to build our own Navy, too. And so the way we built our army, and if there's any officers here, no disrespect, but back then, the way we did officers in the Continental Army was, if you could get a bunch of your neighbors to enlist with you, you got to be the colonel in that group. So when it says Colonel Smith and a group of his men just captured a British fort, what Adams has really said is Farmer Smith and a bunch of his neighbors have just captured a British fort, because it's a guy and his neighbors. And he looks at that and says, Abigail, he said, this is a... So what did he think was happening? Seeing all these inexplicable things going. This is what John Adams said. He says, it appears to me the eternal Son of God is operating powerfully against the British nation. God showed up. That's the only way to explain it. You see, that's the tone you see throughout the American Revolution.